Nantucket town, I showed you that. Just here to put the city on the map. You bumping up your chest, boy, just relax. For your benefit, just keep it wrapped. There were some dark days and some hard days. And like this days, you couldn't make it on Broadway. Big Brett Bronson, the bully, they can't belittle me. Plotting to get rid of me. Hottest in 2 industries, hottest for 2 decades, with scriptures for 2 centuries. Just to get the message, clap messengers and who sent for me. Success is not the purest form of payback. These weirdos supposed to say they wouldn't say that. Keep it clean and never bring dirt where you lay at. The way we move and you would think.
My man came up here with some bars.
Some F1 bars.
Word. My man came up here with some. Oh, okay. You know we checking them bars. Go ahead, brother.
Just like in Formula One, everybody's got their role.
Exactly.
And I got my piece, and I'm just waiting to step in to keep the athlete moving.
That's what's up.
That's on the court. That's it.
So then y'all do work very well together then, you know,
Absolutely.
because then, you know, once you give them the science breakdown of what they need to do and then you follow up and make sure it's tight and then, you know, before you know it, their jump shot is looking like Klay Thompson. I done seen you transform a few players, man. I'm not going to, you know, actually, you know, one player that I really must say that I watched you transform was Baby Shaq. You really transformed Baby Shaq, and that was in the shadows. Nobody knows that he worked with you, but I knew because before the games I was seeing and all that stuff. So imagine watching Baby Shaq go from only being able to do anything in the post to like having a legit tray ball, like legit tray ball, not like all right, I'm gonna shoot a couple threes again. No, like a legit put a hand up or else it's going down.
To the point where he thinks he's a stretch 5.
Yeah,
you know, I'm a stretch 5.
Shout out to Baby Shaq. We gonna give him a little stretch 5 love, a little stretch 5 love. But
that's my guy though. Shout out to Baby Shaq.
But yeah, so I watched you do that. Are there any other notable players around the county that you've helped out, that you've whispered in their ear and tweak their game?
There's gonna be there's 2 girls and that I have in mind right now that I'm really proud of the progress that they've made, and it's Carly Fisher.
Carly Fisher, shout out to Carly Fisher. Where's she from?
What school she go to?
She was at Saddle River Day, but now she's gonna be attending Albertus Magnus.
Okay. Nice.
Never tuck your town.
Right.
Nice.
Do not sleep on her. All right. Another person is Madison McCarthy. She's coming a long way. She just sustained an injury, but with the dynamic dual, she's gonna be deadly.
So she sustained the injury,
and she'll be back next week.
no matter the injury.
Without a doubt. So it wasn't an injury that she could prevent. It was just through abnormal bone growth. So, we had to take care of that. But
that seems like a real thing to do, Alex. Like, how do you? Sorry to cut you off, Derrick, but how do you go about something like that? That's abnormal. You know what I mean?
So everybody's different. Right?
Yeah.
And so the way your body's designed is unique to you. And sometimes people have extra bone in places it shouldn't be. Sometimes a tendon groove isn't thick enough, so it snaps and it creates inflammation. So those are anatomical variances that we have to adjust with, and no matter what,
look it up.
You know, we gotta support them. You know, you can't. No, we're not robots. So we gotta do your assessment. And then, okay, what are we going to do to make it functional for that athlete so that they can continue playing at the level that they want? And at some point, sometimes, you know, your hands are tied and you do need to get a surgical procedure to clean something up.
Gotcha.
But, you know, with the way sports medicine is right now, which is it's just crazy. You know, look at Kevin Durant right now. Can I drop names like that?
Of course.
So, you know, nobody expected him to be dropping 31 points after
right out the gate.
You're like, all right, you know, before 20 years ago, that career you're done. You know, ACL, you're done. Now it's like, all right, we'll see you soon. You know, because guys like me and in my profession, in additional to the professional strength and conditioning and the orthopedic surgeon, all working together for a common goal, and it's just amazing when we're all get on the same page. So those kind of things, you know, injuries are part of the game, and that's why I said I got my piece. You know, come over and let me do what I got to do and grow right back out.
That's dope, man. That's
great,
dope.
Man.
How you guys can work together. So back to what was the young lady's name again?
Madison McCarthy. Then we have Jordan Janowski. Like real talk. Jordan.
Oh, you know what's over.
Yeah, when you laugh,
I'm gonna tell you something about some old school dudes, man. When they give that laugh, that chuckle.
So you better watch out. That's what that means. You better watch
young
out.
fella.
with Jordan. Jordan's now at. She just committed to NYU. However, she had a lot of D1 offers, but she's always teach my students to make sure that the school works for you. You're not working for the school.
Oh man, y'all guys get my
Oh,
head.
man,
Y'all got a
gems,
mixtape
man.
together or
Hold
something?
on, you dropping gems. You get some purple vegan mama gems,
Well, I
all
appreciate
natural,
that. I love it.
ashwagandha, stress relieving, all that, man.
I love it. I
When
appreciate
you drop
it.
some gems, we got you too, Alex.
You got one more, Alex. You got one more.
You got you with the bars.
You gotta get the gem. Don't worry, we got the bars. Gotta get the gem.
That's right.
So it's like with these, we have a lot of student athletes out here that's chasing the big name schools.
Yes,
Yeah.
we are.
But these big name schools don't necessarily have a strong degree.
Mm-hmm.
So chase the degree, not so much the name.
Talking
right?
that talk.
Now,
Yeah, man.
what I always tell them is this: there's nothing you can't do as long as you're not afraid to work hard for it. Okay, so go in and go hard, and
Yep.
then you'll have a broader selection. However, if you want that broad selection, those academics have to be on point.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
schoolwork always comes first. You are
Absolutely.
a student athlete.
Absolutely.
Student
So, right,
athlete.
Student
athlete.
first.
Always got to
Absolutely.
break that down.
Right. So I think two people that's on your staff now that's a pure testament of that would be my nephew Angel and Dylan. Right? They
Okay.
knew-
Okay.
They knew like,
Shout out to the
wait,
Insatiable,
wait.
yeah.
Shout out to Insatiable Productions.
Yes.
Angel, I see you, man, out here doing work.
Oh my God.
they knew that if your academics weren't on point, you weren't getting on the court.
Yeah.
You know, so that 2017 class was the last class that I've coached with my little brother Trevor Williams.
Who's
phenomenal.
coming
Our next
on
guest,
next?
that's crazy.
Yeah, phenomenal.
Organic
Yeah,
connections,
that's
as always.
right
Yeah.
there. And I gotta say, all of our kids on that 2017 squad, they all went away with scholarships to play ball.
That's
what's
amazing,
Okay.
yeah.
That's what's up.
That's amazing.
And
That's what it's
there
about.
was only one that didn't take a couple of his scholarship offers. And it was only because they didn't. The schools that offered him didn't have what he wanted to major in. So,
okay.
That's a
therefore,
great
he was
reason.
like,
Yeah.
right. And that's a little Ryan. But Ryan, shout out to you, buddy.
That's what's up. But that's
that's
that
what's up,
student athlete piece that we're talking about.
Exactly.
Understanding
It
that.
goes together. Absolutely.
Yes.
Without one, you can't have the other. You know what I mean?
And
So-
and one thing I want to dive into, 'cause while we're talking about the mental piece of it, a lot of people skip over that part. They're worried about your muscles and your muscle memory, but what do you guys do to mentally prepare your athletes to get them to that next level?
Oh, that's a great question.
Alex?
You wanna go?
When people come to me and if they're injured, there's
Yeah.
a strong psychological component.
Absolutely.
You know, people are just subconsciously, jump 3 times on your left ankle. You're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Jump 3 times on your right. Boom, boom. I got that. You know,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
what are you gonna let? And then they can. They just got to get in the way. So that's when you just straight up just keep talking.
Yeah.
Let them know that I work for you.
Yeah.
I'm here to help you. It's not not the other way around, or I'm not the coach. You don't have to try to please me. I'm your support team.
Exactly.
So having the communication with the athlete, assessing them, understanding, they might have a bias to be a little bit more anxious or just really, really worrying, or they may be solid, or you think they are. You just got to keep doubling down. So having the conversation about where they are and their mentals is important because without the brain, the body is useless.
That's a fact.
Yo, this guy's good, man. I'm over here shaking my
There
head
you
because
go,
this
man.
guy right here, man.
You got your
I-
purple
You,
vegan mama.
yeah,
There you
this
go.
guy
Drop
right
the
here, you
gems,
got your
bro.
gems, man. This guy right, you was safe with that too.
There's one more out there.
That's for the next gen.
He was gunning for it.
No way he's gonna get that.
Too funny, man. But nah, you guys are out here well seasoned. I don't know who does your PR work, but you
They're
guys
good,
are out
bro.
here working for real. So, all right, let's get back into some of these players,
Yeah.
some of these notable players, because a guy like you, Derrick, I'm sure you've worked with a tremendous amount of players, male and female. So you got into some female names, which is great because we are actually looking to try to start a female league.
Absolutely.
We want to start this VOH basketball league for the girls. I've been reaching out trying to start this thing, no lie, since like 2017. I've been trying, but I just can't get the right girls together. So I'm really looking for influence to get this thing going. Do you know of any ladies in the county that can have a great influence on other ladies in the county that could hopefully help me get this thing started? Mr. Doctor.
How many teams we looking for, bro? Let's throw out a number, man.
Just 4 teams to start. 4 teams to start.
Did
40
you say
ladies.
You want to know? Okay, so do I know one person?
I just
can help
need
me?
Anyone,
One-
man. Anyone you
one-
could think
one
of. You know
female
what I mean?
hooper.
I'm gonna drop one right.
One
on
female hooper
my
was
baby girl,
Who's that? Who's that?
What's her name,
Derrick
brother?
Patrick.
y'all thought y'all the only ones with bars? All right.
Hey, hold up. While we on the subject of the Blue Devil Blues.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Uh-oh.
101.
Not the
101.
101 M-O-R,
You the
do
only one,
more.
bro. With the do more.
Not
bro.
the do more dookie.
Yeah.
Do more dookies.
I'm rocking this tomorrow, bro.
Thank
That's
you,
what's
brother. I
up,
appreciate
man.
it. The pants are on the way, but
Well,
that's
I
for you,
appreciate
bro.
that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you
But,
know we gotta take care of our guests, man.
Absolutely,
appreciate it.
man.
Well, shout out to my baby girl.
Yeah,
and-
shout
For
out to
doing her
her.
thing.
Doing her thing.
And everybody that's not tuned in, she's not just going to Duke on the end of the bench. She's out there killing as a
balling.
freshman.
Man,
Yes.
I done seen
Baller.
so many
Sophomore now,
videos on
Oh,
that
sophomore,
Duke page. Sophomore, sorry. I done seen so many individual videos of her on that
Yes.
Duke page.
Yo.
She is a star in
She's
the
a
making,
superstar,
obviously.
bro.
And obviously that has to start from somewhere.
Somewhere.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So nobody can tell me, once again, when we're talking about trainers and scientists, nobody can tell me there ain't a level of difference, because obviously you put your daughter in a position to be somewhere else with the student athlete, moniker that you've been
Yes,
raising her
yes.
with,
Yeah.
plus the mechanics, and then you two guys, I'm pretty sure she had a little injury with her ankle. Yeah,
Yo.
take
Right
it
away.
to the chop shop.
Let
Take it to the chop shop.
Let me tell you. Now, you guys know me well enough to know
That's-
that I'm extremely picky.
That is
Absolutely.
true.
I'm not going to recommend anyone to you unless I know they're on point.
Yeah.
Because my name is on that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
This man right here, he's the only one I'll let touch my kids. Actually
Right.
examine my kids.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So when I hold it at a high regard like that,
Yeah.
you know that he's on point.
Yep.
All right, because
Yep.
I'm gonna do my research. All right, prime example. I believed in him so much. I volunteered my time just to be in his office to learn how the body works.
Wow.
Oh,
That's
wow.
amazing. So he was like your
Yeah.
mentor to that
What?
piece of it.
Well,
Okay.
absolutely, without
That's
a doubt.
amazing.
That's amazing.
Without a doubt.
That's dope.
And and just the amount of things that I've learned from that, it's priceless. Okay.
And what made you want to do that? Was it for your clients? Was it for your kids at first? Like, how did you get into that piece?
It all came out when just starting to mentor a lot of the kids around the neighborhood. So it's
Okay.
because they wanted me to train them when they seen some of the phenomenal things that my children were doing.
Yeah.
So, right. So then,
Hold on. No. You could have just said, because they saw some of the things my kids. You said phenomenal.
phenomenal.
Yeah, thank you.
Because you ain't see how his son jumped off the line to go chase his sister down?
Yeah,
Come on, man.
but that was,
she running and screaming like, ah!
it was just funny the way you put it, like phenomenal things, like all you suckers out here doing basic stuff, while my kids out here,
living phenomenal.
my kids out here doing phenomenal things, while you suckers living basic.
So I'm gonna jump up in here, Derrick.
There you go.
Uh-oh.
Because I'm just feeling myself.
Yeah,
Feeling,
go ahead,
feeling
go
it.
ahead,
go
I've
ahead.
known Derrick for 10 years. I've
Yep.
known Jada. I've known Jordan. And they're both.
And we're going to talk about Jordan, too.
they're-
We need to
they're-
get to that.
They're successful for multiple reasons, and so you've mentioned trainer, and you feel like that's just not an appropriate word or not enough appreciation for the
Absolutely.
word. And so then I was like, we're gonna change it. We're gonna call it developer, all right? Because a trainer versus a developer, all right? Anybody can train an elite athlete. Can you develop
the athlete.
If you give me, you give me,
that's a
you give me
bar.
a bunch of 10-year-old young men, young kids, and which can we develop them? Because a lot of the times, let's be real, the athletes make us look good.
Of course. Yep.
It's
And
easy
we're
when he's
just-
already
and we're
D1.
riding their wave.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
easy when
yeah.
they're already
Versus,
D1
versus
body.
saying, you know what, I actually built that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I have,
Yeah.
now you have to have natural ingredients. Of
course.
But we're gonna cook something and make something delicious, and it's gonna be fantastic. And so,
This guy
and it's
right here.
when
Yo,
you,
you
when
got
you talk
bars,
about
man.
what separates the trainer versus the developer is somebody who obviously is thirsty, is hungry. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And knowledge. You know what I mean? And getting knowledge. And so Derrick, when I first met him 10 plus years ago, he would just listen, and he was just, you could tell right away.
Soaking
he
up
just
the
lit up. He was like,
knowledge, yeah.
oh snap, this guy's kicking knowledge. You know what I mean? And I can learn something from that. And then and that's worth anything. So he volunteered and was one of the only performance coaches, developers that actually just said, I'm just gonna, I'll clean your tables. I just want to listen. You know what I mean? I just want to learn. And so
Yeah.
whenever I would host educational seminars, you had orthopedic surgeons, you had acupuncturists, you had chiropractors, and then you had Derrick.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What's up?
That's
And
smart.
so
That's how you learn.
And
for sure.
and
Yeah.
then once you spark something, then the wildfire comes in, and then so that kind of got it going. You realize, wait, there's another level. You know what I mean? Going back, and there's more levels.
It's always levels.
And the beautiful thing is, there's still more levels even where we are today. You know what I mean?
For real.
That's true.
I'm gonna walk out of here learning more today. You know, and that's gonna add a level to me just for being here for this time. So, you know, so thinking about developers versus trainers, and staying hungry with that educational mindset, you know, and being humble to know I don't know. I need to go learn from the best, because what we're doing now with sports medicine, this body, every time you learn more about the body, it gives you a gift.
Yes.
And that gift you can give to other kids and other people. And then that makes you the credible source. So that's kind of like, you know, a little bit about how Derrick and I kind of met 10 plus years ago. And then that relationship just grew. Excuse me, I don't know if that's
all
me
good,
or
it's
not,
all good.
But no, it's not me.
That's me, my bad.
Look at you. And so fast forward, you know, I think a developer is just a different word.
Absolutely.
I'm listening. I'm listening. So,
and I think
Dr. Derrick, the developer?
that's even better.
You're not even telling me nothing. This is what I do. So you're not telling me nothing. Dr. Derrick, the developer. I already got the logo in my head. Wait till you see this, boy. This logo about to be crazy.
That's what's up.
And it's
Shout out
good.
to KMB.
Word. And it's good because you could just tell right off the bat that somebody that's not a developer, they might apply a cookie cutter approach to how they approach their athletes, where you guys take the consultative approach, understanding each and every individual, and then mapping it out from there to build them and develop them. So that's
Alex,
really dope what y'all do.
before we shift, what gave you the idea to start your own practice?
Honestly, ever since I was a kid, I never really listened to anybody. So I was like,
that's usually how it starts.
I always
welcome to the club.
That's usually how it starts.
Yeah, so I'm like, you know, I'm gonna be real, right? I'm like, you know what? I think the teacher's saying one thing, you know, I think you could do it better this way, and so I always think you could do it better. You know what I mean? Like, so I was a stubborn kid in regards to like
You were different.
just challenging the status quo. You know what I mean? Because it's boring if you don't.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I self-stimulated. I was always trying to get better, and then just creating a different system. I was like, I just want to create my own.
Yeah.
You know, so and because physical therapy can be pretty boring.
Like accounting. It's like
a lot of.
You know what I mean?
When I say boring, is I've seen some really bad physical therapy clinics. You know what I mean? And it's like the same thing. And it's like everybody walks out with the same haircut. Imagine how boring that place would be.
Absolutely.
But over here, that's why. So we created a different system, a different team approach. I became a specialist and brought other people behind me.
Yeah. Nice.
And mentor them to become specialists in themselves. And to the fact that one of my physical therapists is now going to Tokyo to work with the United States Olympic Committee.
Wow.
So
That's
she got picked
nice.
up by a team and was supposed to go to Tokyo. But what I'm getting
got
at,
shut down.
she came in raw.
Wow.
And now she's at the pinnacle, which is the
Olympic level.
Olympics.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So-
amazing.
That's
So-
levels, man.
That's crazy.
And it's not about me. It's just more about it's about
work.
us, what we
Yeah,
were
the
able
work.
to do. You know what I mean?
And the team.
Yeah.
Steel sharpens steel.
Absolutely.
Correct.
The work.
So that's kind of what it was like, I know I could produce something better. And also there's a part of me like, I'm doing all the work and that dude's getting paid. You know? So-
Exactly.
Welcome to the Brad
Exactly.
Bronson.
So I'm like, that just doesn't seem right.
Exactly.
Welcome to the life of Brad Bronson. Hold on, I just did, and he get paid. Create my own.
I'll do it
Yo,
myself.
fellas, we about to build our own again.
Yeah, so I mean, that's just a little bit about how.
That's what's up,
why
Alex.
and the how.
I respect that. And then before we jump into Derrick, did you ever listen to any Wu-Tang albums when you were younger?
Absolutely.
I could tell, man. I know you got a mixtape somewhere, man.
I would
Bad
cut
bars.
class
You
in
got too
8th
much bars,
grade,
yo.
36 Chambers of Death,
Oh,
in the bathroom,
Yo, know your personnel. That's all I'm saying. Know your personnel.
in my tape. That's how old I am.
Yeah, in my
Yeah.
tape player, yo.
right.
Had the cotton in the top if you want to record off the radio. You
Absolutely.
feel me?
Absolutely.
Some of you young fellas don't know nothing about
You
that.
just gotta time it right. Boom.
That's it.
That is too funny, man. Too funny.
Now you see why that's my boy, right?
Yeah, I see,
Absolutely,
because
absolutely.
he's the hip hop head and you the R&B because you
Ooh,
out here.
you don't.
That's a Dr. Derrick, the developer of love. New show on VOH League.
We just changed this.
I mean, new show on VOH League. Yo, Dr.
we
Derrick.
got to fill up 24 hours.
Yo, man, we gotta
We gotta dim the lights. Dim the lights.
All right, sorry. Let's get back to it. Sorry
Yeah,
about
let's
that.
get back to the business.
Unbelievable.
Man.
So when did you get started, Derrick? What was like the epiphany? Like, you know what? I'm tired of doing this for others. Time for me to do this for myself. I got my kids started. Time for me to develop. Sorry, good looks, Alex. Develop other kids. When was that epiphany?
That epiphany. Wow. I think that started about. It would be about maybe 12 years ago. 12. Okay. Yeah, 12. No, because you. Not yeah, about 12 between 12 and 15 years ago. It all started like with my own children, and then the kids around the neighborhood.
And how old is Jordan? How old is Jordan? For everybody,
Jordan's 21 now.
Okay, yeah, so this is a long.
It is a process.
Let them know.
No, listen, it is a process. All right, when you can start your children young, and start teaching them the correct body mechanics.
Absolutely.
Hand placement on the ball.
Yeah.
Okay, don't get it twisted.
Footwork.
You know what I mean? Footwork. You know, balance.
Yes.
Yeah.
You will always hit. If you go to anybody that trains with me, what's one of the things coach keeps drilling your head? Balance. What are you gonna do without it? You can't do anything.
I mean, if they watch you train one of the children for 10 minutes, they'll see they'll shoot 10 shots and you'll stop them. Nah. Because you were sideways. You're not balanced. So do it again.
Yeah, your breakdown is very different.
Your toes were in. This is what I saw you say. Your toe was in, so you didn't get power on your jump. So your hips are misaligned, and now you miss.
You was listening.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, man. We don't come up here.
Absolutely.
Don't let the appearance fool you, player. I'm saying our research. You do our homework.
You here for a reason, but there's a million trainers out here, bro. You here for a reason.
Yeah, we wanted to talk to you too.
I'm humbled by that. I really appreciate it, fellas. But I take great pride in it too, because you know how a lot of people say, you tell the kids, you got to work hard every day. I want you to get better every day. Okay, what about you as a
developer?
A sports scientist.
Exactly.
I got that
exactly.
Right?
You are a sports scientist,
it's
man.
like, what are you doing to get better?
Exactly.
How many people have you seen have kids on the court running drills? And that being done incorrectly.
What PT office are you tied to learn more about this body that you're training every day?
Oh,
let's do that. That should be a requirement if you think about it.
Yeah,
that should be a requirement.
We're working on that now.
And that's when it comes to your branding going forward. You guys got to put that on Front Street. Like,
without a doubt.
We're not here training. We're developers, first of all, and second of all, I jumped out of my listen. This is a lesson about ego. The man jumps out of his Range Rover. It's new. he walks into a place for free.
Dr. Derrick, developer of love.
He jumped out in slow motion. You know what I mean?
Dubs everywhere.
Dubs everywhere. Mad rose petals on the floor. He walks into this PT office for free just to come soak up information and knowledge.
That's
so
humble.
if you are not that hungry to learn, you're not ready to do what it is you claim and you're passionate about.
It ain't gonna work, man. It ain't gonna work if
Drop
you're
your
not
ego.
So what are you willing to sacrifice to be better?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
A lot of people aren't willing to sacrifice.
Yeah.
Period.
That's it.
So
You won't even sacrifice their own egos to get better.
When you guys started talking about a little bit about watching Derrick and watching one of his sessions, and you're like, all right, this is very different.
Very.
All right, and we're talking about posture, alignment, the way you use the ground, the footwork, the hips. Now you're getting to, more where you're blending into my world a little bit about anatomy and appreciating the body, because what we're all striving for is efficiency. We're trying to make that body more efficient so that when you go ahead and jump off the ground, that your releasing is smooth and that your release isn't fighting your body or your angles. And so, it's about angles in basketball.
100%, young fella.
So we're gonna get so you ball players listening right now, pay attention, because we're gonna be talking about real quick the biomechanics and the stuff that we kind of we appreciate it, but we don't. But when you start getting into it, you're like, all right. What are we really talking about? What you see in slow motion is a result of hip mobility, core stability, balance, ankle mobility, all those things, right? And so getting your angles right is going to put your body in a better position to create space, to create leverage, to shrug off somebody else's body weight, so that you can get your shot off or defend and put yourself in the proper position, and use your body to be quick. Because when I push into the ground, my body better move where I want it to, the way I want it to. So how quick, Physics, getting into and that's stepping up your own game.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you're a trainer out there or you're a basketball player, what are you doing to understand physics? And it's because it's math, it's science.
You have to understand.
All over the game, yes.
And if you want to be explosive, right, your body's got to be on point.
Yes,
or else eventually it's going to cost you something. So
Yeah.
Right.
it's not always about the ankle sprain or the fall and on somebody's knee. A lot of times it's just these overuse injuries. You know what I mean? And if you're practicing
wear
and
and
putting
tear.
in 25 hours a week of training, at what cost? If your body's not right, eventually it's going to
gonna
tax
wear it
you at
down,
some
yeah.
point, and you're going to have to pay.
So how do you feel about the importance of nutrition?
Nutrition is that next level.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and it's definitely a next level for me too about understanding nutritional timing. Where what should I eat? When should I eat it? How often? Right? There's just not just like, all right, eat your oatmeal. Have your protein shake. It's about timing. It's about
It's a science like
there's
what
a
you guys
whole
do.
science.
My wife, we just went vegan last year, and she's been breaking it down into a science. Like, okay, these foods that people think you need meat to have protein, but no,
you don't.
there's a bunch of
Actually, you
beans
can read
and
the back. She
vegetables
has-
and all that. It's
Yeah,
all
back she has
natural
all the
ingredients, and she breaks it down to where you could fuel an athlete's body with a plant-based diet.
Absolutely.
Much
Yes.
better than
Absolutely.
any kind of meat or
That's
or
That's
carnivore
You
diet.
get
like
better
that.
results.
Exactly.
The crazy
Better
thing is, like,
investment.
there is really
Exactly.
it's not a secret. None of
Yeah.
this is a secret.
Yeah. No.
If you're a high school ball player or a middle school ball player, listen to this, or college, and you want to get to the next level, all right, what do the professional NBA teams have? All right, they have a nutritionist. They have a physical therapist.
Absolutely.
They have a biomechanic. They have a
They have a
performance
strength coach.
All right,
Yeah.
I got to get me that.
Yes.
And then
Exactly.
then you start, and it's not a secret. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? But are you willing to sacrifice to do it? Am I willing to sacrifice to change my diet to make sure that I sleep better?
Yeah.
To make sure that I release inflammation better.
Yeah.
I know a professional golfer that says my competitive advantage is I will out-nutrition anybody on the PGA Tour.
Wow.
I don't care who it is.
I respect
'Cause I'm
that,
not the tallest.
Wow.
I'm not the strongest.
Yeah.
So what am I going to do that's going to give me a competitive advantage over you? Well, I get to choose what I put in my body, and I will out-nutrition anybody on the PGA Tour.
Stamina's very
so
important.
it's like you got to
Absolutely.
find yours, but nutrition. I'm glad you asked that question because it's something that we tend to like. Oh yeah, we know it's so important, and we just all right. Let's move on to the next topic.
Exactly.
No, it really is. Can be next
this
level.
This is Never
game
Tuck Your
changer.
Time Radio, brother.
Yeah.
We don't tuck nothing. we ain't tucking. We ain't ducking. You heard? But it's great that you guys said that, man, because some of these young guys need to understand the mechanics of their body, understand that basketball is a very, very mental game where it's about angling, it's about decision making on the fly, it's about a whole bunch of other things other than how fast you are and how high you could jump.
Exactly.
Because we dust off people that could jump high and run fast all the time. You feel me? So it's not really.
They might be holding a few cameras. We're not gonna say no names.
We're not gonna say no names.
We're not gonna say no names. If y'all point the cameras at each other, you see the head shaking. You feel me?
You know they
the head shaking.
They ain't gonna do that to each other, but it's a good lesson though, because there's a lot of guys, and thankfully we're gonna have a coach on next that we could actually really get in depth about coaching these type of players, that don't take that type of thing seriously, and you're gonna see the difference, the levels, why they're there, why you're here. You know what I'm saying? It's a matter of just taking your nutrition and everything around you very seriously.
Correct.
Absolutely. It's like you can't have one without the other and think you're going to be a next level material.
Exactly.
You can't. If you
impossible.
think that, you're fooling yourself.
LeBron ain't skipping nothing.
Nothing.
No.
$1 million a year.
He
on
the
his body.
oldest in the league.
There's
3
one
million?
kid.
It's
That's
$3 million
crazy.
a year on his body.
That's crazy.
That's ridiculous.
It is
Not
crazy.
ridiculous. That's
But he should
that's
do
an
that.
investment.
Yeah.
That's a
That's why
no-brainer.
yeah, that's
why
What
he's
is his
on year
last
18.
3 years of his salary going to be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have those 3 if he wasn't doing it now.
Exactly.
That's a fact.
That's an
So
investment.
those last
That's a
3 could
fact.
be probably close to 130 million,
Yep.
if not more.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right, 40
Yep.
million. So if you invest now, you pay later. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
you're gonna collect later. Excuse me.
Exactly.
And
So-
That's right.
LeBron's putting in, investing in his body.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Where you know what? Just mark my words. LeBron's gonna be in the league when his son's in the league.
Absolutely.
Yes, he
I think they'll do
will. I
like a
agree
year
with
or two on the
I
same.
agree with you.
Yeah.
Watch. He's gonna
Wholeheartedly.
and look how he's playing now, bro.
It's
They
crazy.
still can't
On
stop
year
him.
18?
He
It's crazy,
didn't
bro.
lose
Crazy.
the step.
It's-
No matter, even if
You know what
you
makes sense.
dislike LeBron, even if you
can't
dislike
deny
him,
him.
you can't deny
like,
that.
you
part.
can't deny that.
That's
Yeah,
all.
You
you
respect the work.
Right.
Yeah, you have to.
You have
Work
After
longevity.
those cramps in Miami, he shed like 40, 50 pounds.
Yes.
He was different.
I remember
Yeah.
that.
He was
Yes.
different.
Right.
That's
I agree.
crazy.
You know what, Brett? There's one young man that comes to mind when we talk about nutrition and just developing his game, and we still have a lot of work to do, but the strides he's made has been absolutely phenomenal. And his name is Ryan Brown. So
Ryan Brown.
Ryan Brown. He's gonna be attending. He attends Tappan Zee. All right,
Okay.
and this kid's gonna be special because he's like a little sponge. He wants to learn. He's he's the nutrition part of it. His body's developed tremendously over the last year. Ball handling skills got much better. His shot, his form, his balance throughout his shot, foot placement, ball placement. Keeping the rock in your personal space. All of that has really, really developed big time with him. So that he's someone that has the potential to be someone special. Doesn't have a bunch of height, but quick as lightning and getting faster and stronger every day.
So
but what the thing that makes him stand out to me is just his drive and desire to be great. Another gentleman who's in. I'm just trying to think of local kids, or young men rather. Tony Whiteman, look him up too. He's
Tony Whiteman.
Yeah, he just graduated.
What school?
He'll be attending. He'll be playing with Trev.
Okay.
All right,
Rambo College.
Yeah, Rambo College.
Shout out to Rambo College.
Now listen, the thing that makes me super proud of Tony is Tony just came off an injury, and but when I say he wants it, he really wants it. But I had to change everything about his shot, everything. And at first it's like I'm like, you trust the process. I'm gonna write the prescription. You just have to fill it.
I hear that,
right?
man.
So now my thing is, you look at him shoot now. Like when the way I know my students get it is when at the end of the training session, even though it was rough and I was pushing you really hard, you leave in that gym with a smile on your face.
Absolutely.
Right? I won't have it any other way. So my thing is self-doubt. That self-doubt is like that's the fertilizer for the field of failures.
It's the number one killer.
We're not going to do that. So then understanding if you can envision it or if you can imagine it, you can achieve it. As long as you're not afraid to work hard for it.
Got to put the work in.
I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual. So I think if you can envision it, that's God's way of giving you that sneak peek of what He has in store. So
Absolutely.
now I gave you these blessings. Now, are you going to utilize it, or are you just going to let it waste? Because if you're going to utilize it, that's your way of saying, well, Lord, I thank you for this. So now He's going to continue to send blessings your way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now
Exactly.
it's our job to bring out that greatness within you. So, and I take great pride in that. Anybody that steps foot in front of me, or anybody that attends any of my sessions, my job is to make you better. I don't fail. I will make you better.
Clearly, you got one D1 football player, you got one D1 basketball player under the belt.
That's it.
The proof is in the pudding. You got to let the people know, man.
Yeah, I mean,
I
2 for 2,
that.
brother.
2 for 2, man.
2 for 2.
Y'all don't know about my oldest daughter. So
My fault.
Okay.
Nah, it's all good. She she's a dancer.
Hold on, wait. You see this?
Again,
Yo, you gotta watch this old player, man. Old players with them laughs.
The reason why I do that because when Janai was little, like I had all the kids in martial arts, right? And she shout out to Sifu Romaine. They would train. We all were training with him, and Sifu seen Janai hit, and her extension, her flexibility was just phenomenal. She'll go to 12, like wow, like without
Crazy.
second guessing it.
Crazy.
Yeah, and the power behind her punches, like they had the kids hitting the bag. Pop, pop, pop. Janai's turn was up. Sifu
So
had
you
his
out here
back turn.
cheating, bro. You out here building an army,
No,
my
for
man.
real,
We got the
for
D1
real.
football, D1 basketball, and if any of y'all act up,
You might just smack them.
Kung Fu.
you feel me? Get kung fu up if y'all act up in the crowd.
Without a
So
doubt,
when
without a doubt.
and that's the beautiful thing about athleticism.
up.
All right, so
Absolutely.
like I'm a big fan of martial arts, gymnastics, dance. These are movements that just the brain just soaks it up.
Yeah.
And so like it's you look at guys, rest in peace Kobe, right? Soccer, footwork.
His
You got
footwork was
the
crazy,
tight ends. They're all former basketball players,
Absolutely.
right? The ones that succeed, the Antonio Gates, Jimmy,
Tony
real,
Gonzalez,
Tony Gonzalez. These are Cal. These
Exactly.
These tight ends, because it's about footwork separation and those movement patterns transfer. All right, and so
Absolutely.
being one-dimensional. So if you're just playing basketball, do a little bit of cross training. Hit some martial arts.
Yeah.
Go get some soccer work.
Go do the high jump and track on off season.
Yeah.
Go do something. You know what I mean?
Right,
Yeah,
we just had Stewart on here, and we were talking about the soccer, and I was saying, like, to me, in my personal opinion, I think every kid should start with soccer.
Absolutely.
I just feel like
You
every
need the
kid should
footwork.
start with
Teaches
soccer to
you
get their
footwork.
balance and their feet right.
Yep.
Because then after that, you could do anything.
Anything. Yep.
That's a
And
fact.
the one thing that a reason why I bias martial arts probably over all of them is because that's the only one where they actually start training the brain.
That's what I was about. The
Discipline.
mental
Soccer
discipline
coach,
is crazy.
some of these coaches, coaches, sometimes you guys make the problem.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean? In terms
Don't
of the
say
mentals,
sorry.
right?
They better learn.
So a lot of times, especially more in the
Yeah, if you
female
got to turn on
sports,
Gladiator,
hold
you
on.
talking
Now,
spicy,
go ahead,
man.
go ahead.
they go in
We're
and
not
the
gonna
coach
interrupt.
you just kill the love.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
So because we're not developing.
Yeah.
All right.
Give him another.
So
He said, "Give him another one."
but what I'm getting at is martial arts is the only one really where you actually spend 15 minutes just coaching them and giving some mantras. They have to repeat it out loud,
Yes.
and it's even though it's individual, we're doing it as a group, so it's bigger than me. And when you have everybody key out at the same time, it's like whoa,
Yeah,
I
it's
feel
powerful.
powerful.
Feel it, yeah.
You feel the energy in the room.
His energy is into my energy,
Yeah.
and we
Right.
created more energy.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but that's where I'm a big fan of martial arts, because now in today's society, with our social media, with quarantining, people's mental health is being challenged more so than ever.
Absolutely.
And so
sure.
and with the martial arts, that foundation, I would love to have to train a kid or develop a kid who's already had a background in martial arts. Like, oh, boom, this is gonna be
Perfect.
easy.
I know how to tap
Yeah.
into the mental part.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely,
I'm willing to take some pain. I'm
So
willing to take some
soccer,
pain.
So soccer, martial arts, those should be the two starting points.
Dance
Yeah.
and gymnastics.
Yes.
Which one, dance or?
Oh, I would. Depends on whatever the kid likes more. They're going to be, because in baseball it's just you throw one arm,
Yeah.
you swing one way.
Yeah.
Golf, tennis,
Lopsided.
and those are great sports. But when you're talking about development, those can hurt you.
Dancing
Now
or
you're
swimming?
becoming you're going to be asymmetrical, one direction.
Got you.
But if you're going to kick with your right foot in martial arts, you're kicking with your left.
Left
You're going to
foot,
punch with your right. You're going to dance this way. You're going to dance that way. Soccer, you're going to
Balance.
have multiple angles.
Balance.
So yeah, and
Without a
gymnastics is probably one of the best, because it's just overall
It's just
head to toe,
so much.
upper body,
Yeah.
lower body,
Right,
Yeah,
right.
it's everything.
Mental, very mental.
Yeah.
You against
Right.
yourself.
However,
All them falls, you got to get up.
Yeah.
Right. However, let me
Failure,
just
yeah.
say, do not sleep on these dancers. All right.
Oh, no.
At all.
Not at all.
As a matter of fact, that
Shout out to the
They're
dancers
strong.
out there.
They're strong.
big time. My sister.
Shout out to
Kim,
all the
shout
dancers
sis.
out there.
So what I want you to know too is basketball is, first off, we're gonna teach angles, seams, and alignment. Okay.
You're dancing.
Now, guess what? Angel will tell you, as well as Dylan. I say basketball is like doing a dance. Find your rhythm.
Yes.
When you have that rock, that's your dance partner. So I used to tell them, make believe the ball was that real fine girl in school that you wanted to try to date.
Yep.
She asked you to dance, so you better keep her close. Keep her
I like
That's a
that.
fact.
I like that.
That's a
I
fact.
like that.
Then
Dr.
you
Derrick.
now,
Now it all tying together.
But now
Y'all thought I was joking before, early in the high. That's all I'm saying.
It all comes around.
you're gonna have a few shot attempts. They're like, I don't want to let it go.
It's like I like her a lot.
It's good for defense.
Dr. Derrick, I see you out here, man.
But what happens is they learn to keep the ball in their personal space. They keep it
Yeah.
safe, right? Because it's like if you extend it, if you put it out there, the next dude's gonna take it.
Absolutely.
So you wanna
Better keep
you
her
wanna
close.
Keep her close.
Keep
Yeah,
her
you
close.
also see it sometimes in like football, particularly running backs. Like, once I started like working with dancers, I realized I can I was a little bit more elusive. So it actually has its place.
No, without
but the
a
one
doubt.
thing about especially because I take care of probably more female basketball players than male basketball players. to be
Why
honest with you.
is that?
Just because the incidence of injuries in female, like the number one ACL tear in high school is girls soccer.
Okay.
But
Really? I didn't
once
know
you
that.
get to college, it's
Yeah.
actually girls basketball.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
it's the number one ACL. So
These
ACL
are numbers I
Yeah,
definitely
I did not know
I
that.
definitely never
the
looked
level
that
of
up.
incidence. So, if we're going to bet who's going to have the most ACL injuries, it's going to be
It's
soccer.
gonna be a soccer girl
soccer
in
in
high
high
school.
school, and then
Basketball.
college basketball.
Wow.
But-
Why is that?
Just it's contact time, landing, fatigue. There's a whole bunch of
Okay,
multiple
okay.
biomechanics were not right. But check this out. We don't see that much in dancers.
Wow.
Why? Because they're focused on foot placement, body alignment, balance,
Yeah.
right?
Every
And
time.
it's also aesthetic. I'm really obsessing where my body position is in space, so I actually have a mirror.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Every
and so
time.
that's why we always
Every time,
recommend,
man.
like,
That's crazy.
if you're home alone,
This guy
get
right
in
here.
front of you,
Crazy.
get in your free throw position in front of your mirror, and just
what it
look at
looks
what's
like.
happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
wow.
Like,
Yeah.
study yourself.
Wow, that's
Wow.
You know,
that's
and now with the
amazing.
phones, you can actually videotape yourself. so you
And
don't
watch
actually
it in
need a mirror.
slow motion
Yeah.
That
over
make-
and over.
But that makes sense to me. Why that
tell
makes
that to my
sense to me is
students
because
all the time.
before the phones, all of us have done this.
Yeah.
We'd be in the crib and
And
we're
in front of
Yeah,
the
in
mirror.
the
yeah.
mirror.
All the
yeah.
time.
Making sure
all
where's the
done this.
elbow.
We've all
You know?
done it. You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Right.
saying? So before your phone, before you even had this phone,
Yeah.
you always did that as a baller because that
Yeah.
was on your mind.
Yeah.
How many
Absolutely.
times you walk by the door where you slap boards to test
Every
you jump
time.
in? How many?
Yep.
Every
Everybody
time.
has done it, man.
Every time.
That's
Of course.
crazy. Now that you brought it up like that, it just made me realize like how much we're mentally connected to the game, even when we're
Yeah.
not playing.
Yeah.
Like, we're still doing the mechanics in our house just to keep up with it. So that's crazy.
But like Derek
Alex.
said before, and like we were talking about before, development. So
Mm-hmm.
don't slip on dance because, like I said before, their incidence of getting hurt is real
Very
low in
low.
terms of ACL. They might get the tendinitises and all the other things.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like those major catastrophic injuries, it's very, very low.
Shout out to
Wow.
the
Yeah,
dancers
Because they're
out there.
landing properly. It's
Right.
got to look good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let me add this too. What's super important is stretching. Like these kids
Yes.
are like what drives me insane with some of these coaches and coaches. You know, I'm gonna put you on blast right now because you need to know this. Don't ever tell a child, oh, you don't need to stretch because you're too young. You don't need to
I've
stretch.
heard that, too.
What is that? What is
Yeah.
that?
It's foolishness.
There's nothing further from the truth.
Foolish.
Right. So my thing is that's how a lot of these injuries are sustained
Yeah.
in the first place. You know, lack of knowledge. Educate yourself before you start giving information.
Exactly.
Fact.
Exactly.
So my thing is stretching is very, very important. Like, okay, let's talk about my son. He's 6'4", 240, right? But Jordan go down, palms to the ground, whatever. He knows how important the stretching is. You know, he has a 40-inch vertical. You know, so my thing is, it's like,
Yo, I hate how he just glides over the stats.
listen,
like,
the reason why,
he has a 40 inch
I
vertical.
say that, the reason why
Like-
I say that is because that wouldn't be if he wasn't stretching. When you stretch, you're able to maximize the power that your muscles possess.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
If you're not stretching properly, you're minimizing your athletic ability. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
That makes
so,
absolute sense. Brother, you just said the man is 240, correct?
Correct. And he's
And
he has a
jumping
40
inches.
That's what I'm
in
saying
the
about you
air.
speaking fast, thinking that you got no, brother. I listen.
Okay, well, I appreciate
240,
it. Right,
That's a lot of weight.
240
Yeah.
with a 40-inch vertical.
Yeah.
There's a lot of concussions being given out.
A lot.
Oh, yeah.
A lot.
a
Yo.
lot
yeah.
of concussion
Stay out the
protocols.
way.
Somebody getting thrown on, man.
Yeah. So, that's just some of the things. Like, and I teach my children. Well, not just my children, all my students.
Yeah.
I like that a lot of the young ladies look up to Jada, and some of the little boys look up to Jordan. And but I'm like, look,
They look up to Jada too, the boys.
They definitely do.
Without it,
They can't guard her.
Yeah, they can cook real quick.
They can't guard her.
Right. So it's like, but when that happens, it's like, look, if they can do it, you can do it. You know, my thing is, one of the things that I love about what you guys are doing now, not only just for the community, but just for the youth itself, is building that self-confidence. Our children are going through enough right now. All right.
Yep.
They need to know, yes, you are great. Yes, you can be great. Yes, you can be anything you put your mind to. All right. So the ones that are limiting our children are the ones that need to get out of the game. All right. Now, how many times have you seen coaches do stuff like start yelling? What are you doing? Or start yelling and cursing. Oh, what is that? Blah, blah, blah. And it's like this. Okay, so you're waiting to hear what direction are you going to give?
Yeah.
You
Where's the positive point?
You yelling and cursing because you see something wrong, but you don't know how to give the direction to fix it.
Exactly. That's the end of it.
Right. So, bruh, then take your step back.
Yeah.
you're in the wrong position. Step back.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if you can't give our youth all the tools they need to be successful, bro, be a fan.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're just holding them back.
Right. You are.
Well, that's the one thing with coaches is that they understand the game, understand possible technique, but they don't understand the work behind the scenes, like the strength and conditioning, the physical therapy, the nutrition part of it.
So true.
And as a head coach of a program or any kind of coach, you just need to understand. You need to build a team. Like, all right, all right, we got a swelling, the ankles, the foot isn't pain. You're not going to hear Derrick give medical advice. He's like, hold up, let me make a phone call.
What?
Talk to this guy.
Right.
Yeah.
And then or you're having issues.
way it should be.
You're having issues with sleep. Hold on. Talk to this doc, this person who really specializes in sleep or nutrition, So when it comes to being a head coach or responsible for an athlete, there's multiple parts to an athlete. You got the mental, you got the physical, we got all the technical, but we also have the mobility work and the stretching. So getting back to the stretching, one of the reasons why coaches may not implement it as well or properly is they just don't know.
They probably see it as like a waste of time or something.
They stopped trying to get hungry and get to the next level. So they're like, all right, I'm stuck at that
good.
level.
Gotcha.
So this is what I do. I've had some success at it, but if you don't keep growing, somebody's going to blow by you and you're going to be out of a job at some point.
Absolutely.
So somebody else who's hungry is going to get it. So when it comes to stretching, it's extremely important. Again, and there's no secret. Just go to a game 3 hours early if you could nowadays, right? And then you just when I go to a game, I go so early to see what are they doing pregame.
Yes.
I'm like, what are they doing?
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
I was remember Amari Stoudemire had this thing. I got to get that. All right, got this. And now I'm blessed. My buddy's a director of performance for the Knicks, so I'm like, I just call him
nice.
up. Yep. What are you guys doing? All right, we're doing
That's
X, Y, and Z within whatever he's allowed to tell me.
But yeah.
So, no, because when Phil Jackson was
CEOs
in,
talk
it
to
was
CEOs.
like,
Oh,
was
yeah,
the whole,
like
Phil Jackson
tight
had
lips.
it like tight. They couldn't
Okay.
talk about nothing. It was
Yeah.
and it should be
As
that
it
way.
should
It's a
be,
business,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
But we're professionals, and so
Yeah.
and again, all I try to do is just copy what the professionals are doing. If, you know what I mean? Their research and development budget is way more than mine.
Absolutely.
I'll let you spend all the money and just tell me what works and what doesn't work.
But think about what
Absolutely.
you just said.
Yeah.
Their research and development department.
Yeah.
That every company has one.
Yep.
Yeah.
While all these people
If
are coming
you're
up
an
to you
innovative progressive,
with
you know what I mean?
nothing, no research, no knowledge, no nothing, just a idea. Period.
Right.
Like no plan, just an idea. Period.
And that's
Yeah.
kind of how our relationship got going. I was like, oh, this guy's really hungry to learn. And I have a heart of a teacher, and I want him to get better so that he can educate his people. And guess what? When they get hurt, he's got a guy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So it's a win-win.
Perfect
So
dynamic.
it's
win-win.
that,
Yeah, this is a beautiful situation, young guy. I didn't even know the second half of it, so I'm glad you guys pulled up today to enlighten us, enlighten the
Share your story.
people.
Oh, yeah.
So let
and
the people know
everybody
where they
what's
can find
going on. Exactly. Where can everybody find you guys?
Well, I'm located at West Rock.
Okay.
Indoor sports. Shout out to Connie and Jim. Beautiful facility over there.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And we're trying to just really do big things. We want to get the VOH back in there. To have
Absolutely.
my boys doing
Hey
event
man,
too.
we waiting.
We
But
waiting.
this
Holla at
whole,
Cuomo,
you
man.
know, this whole pandemic thing has hit us all a little bit.
Yeah,
But we're gonna survive. We'll
Yes.
get through it.
And we're gonna get the Instagram going, right? We got to get that Dr. Derrick.
Yeah, we
Instagram
gotta.
going.
Yeah, we gonna
Yeah.
revamp this Instagram you got.
Absolutely.
We gonna help
Well,
you
I
out over
appreciate
there.
that. I
Got
appreciate
you.
that.
No
I
doubt.
appreciate
Where can they find you, Alex?
So
Datpiff.com. You already know I got
So-
36 chambers.
Yeah,
36
exactly.
chambers of Alex.
Rusty screwdriver. It's Bardonia Physical Therapy.
Great.
Not in Staten Island, but it's Rockland County and Orange County, a new city in Monroe.
Two.
And,
Oh, two.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
we going.
Oh, y'all expanding.
We going Hudson Valley.
Talk that talk.
So,
Go
yeah,
get that Monroe money, man.
And the future's bright. We never know. Derrick and I might be showing up somewhere nearby soon. Yeah, so Bardonia Physical Therapy. Check it out.
Ooh.
And
Sure.
just thank you so much. Are we rapping?
Yeah, we wrap it up.
Thank you so much for this opportunity, guys. It was a pleasure
man.
to not be in the clinic and really talk about performance, and which is a passion of mine. So
appreciate you, man.
Thank you guys for coming.
Make sure you
man.
follow us back on the gram. I'm VOH Basketball. I will always answer your DMs if you hit me up directly. That's the Blast Podcast.
Yes, sir.
You have MOR Apparel.
Absolutely.
And we out here, man. Make sure you follow us back.
Well, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah,
fellas.
Thank you, fellas. We're going to take this photo before you go, though.
Oh, without a doubt.
Make sure we take this photo.
Okay, for sure.
Commercial break.
All right.